What if the one person you least expected to change your life turned out to be someone you thought you could never trust? A wealthy CEO, living a life of luxury, meets a humble waitress. What begins as an innocent connection gradually blossoms into a love story filled with secrets, betrayal, and redemption. Will love be enough to overcome the lies and mistakes of the past that threaten to tear them apart? Or will it destroy everything they've built? Ethan Harper had it all. Everything a man could ever desire. As the CEO of Harper Tech Enterprises, one of the world's leading tech companies, worth billions, Ethan embodied success. He owned luxury cars, a massive penthouse in the heart of New York City, and had access to the most exclusive social circles. Yet, beneath the surface, Ethan was deeply unfulfilled. Despite the wealth and fame, he felt trapped in a world where everyone around him either used him for his riches or pretended to be someone they weren't. Although he was constantly surrounded by attention, he couldn't escape the feeling of loneliness. Ethan longed for a genuine connection, for a relationship grounded in something real, not built on superficial desires. The constant parties, lavish dinners, and endless meetings began to drain him. The people he met cared more about his money and connections than about who he truly was. The once ambitious and vibrant man now felt like an empty shell, consumed by a life that didn't satisfy him. Money and power had failed to give him what he truly desired: real, human connection. His personal life reflected the same emptiness, as his relationships with women were fleeting and shallow. None of them saw him for who he was, just as a man who could fulfill their materialistic needs. One evening, after another draining business event filled with hollow conversations, Ethan decided he needed a break from his extravagant world. He drove aimlessly, wanting to clear his mind from the pressures of the day. As he wandered through the unfamiliar streets, far away from the glitz and glamour he was accustomed to, his car came to a stop in front of a modest McDonald's. The neon sign buzzed softly in the quiet night. Ethan, feeling an odd sense of peace, parked his car and walked inside, without any plans other than to have a simple meal, something that didn't require him to be the billionaire CEO. When he entered, the atmosphere was refreshingly different from the world of boardrooms and exclusive clubs. The sounds of laughter, children's voices, and the sizzling of fries in the fryer gave him a strange sense of comfort. Lily Johnson was working that evening, her shift beginning as the restaurant started to fill up with customers. She was a young woman in her mid-20s, a waitress who worked hard to support her younger siblings after their parents passed away unexpectedly. Despite the hardships she faced, Lily always wore a smile and maintained a positive attitude. As Ethan approached the counter, she greeted him warmly, her voice friendly and genuine. Unlike others who fawned over him when they recognized him, Lily treated him like any other customer, and Ethan immediately appreciated that. For the first time in ages, he felt like just a regular person, not a millionaire businessman. They chatted briefly, and Ethan was struck by how simple yet meaningful the conversation was. She spoke openly about her struggles, her dreams, and her aspirations, without mentioning anything about wealth or status. Lily was grounded, someone who cared more about others than about material success. Her authenticity took Ethan by surprise, and for the first time in years, he felt a genuine connection with another human being. She didn't know who he was, and that allowed Ethan to drop the walls he had built around himself. As days passed, Ethan found himself returning to that McDonald's, ordering the same meal just to see Lily again. Their conversations deepened. He learned about her life, how she had to leave college to care for her siblings, her dream of opening a community center for underprivileged children, and her desire to create a better life for those around her. But Ethan kept his identity a secret. He couldn't bring himself to tell her the truth, fearing that if she knew who he really was, she might only love him for his wealth. His insecurities flooded back. What if Lily thought he was just another entitled rich man? What if she judged him for the excesses of his lifestyle? Meanwhile, Lily noticed something different about Ethan. Unlike the other wealthy patrons who came and went, Ethan was humble, polite, and genuine. She began to look forward to their talks, sensing that there was more to him than he let on. She began to suspect that Ethan was hiding something, but she couldn't put her finger on it. Despite her trust in him, the nagging feeling that his life was far from simple began to grow. The truth came crashing down one evening when Ethan invited Lily to a private restaurant outside the city, hoping to finally be honest about their relationship. But when they sat down, Ethan's business associate, Mark Caldwell, walked in. To Lily's shock, Mark addressed Ethan with a respect that revealed the truth. Ethan wasn't just any ordinary guy. He was Ethan Harper, the CEO of Harper Tech Enterprises, one of the wealthiest men in the country. Lily's world turned upside down. She felt betrayed, humiliated, and deceived. Had Ethan ever truly cared for her, or was she just another conquest in his world of wealth and power? Without giving him a chance to explain, Lily fled the restaurant, heartbroken and confused. Ethan, devastated by the revelation, realized that his fear of rejection had cost him the one person who had made him feel alive. For the following days, Ethan tried reaching out to Lily, sending messages, writing letters, and even visiting the McDonald's, but she refused to speak with him. Consumed by guilt and regret, Ethan realized that his attempt to hide his identity had cost him everything. Determined to make things right, Ethan made an extreme decision. He called Lily and invited her to a small, intimate wedding ceremony in a quiet chapel. It wasn't the grand wedding she had always dreamed of, but it was a reflection of the man he had become. A man who was willing to give up his wealth, his business, and his old life to start fresh with her. When Lily arrived, she saw the sincerity in his eyes. She could see the genuine remorse, the deep transformation in his heart. He no longer cared about the luxuries that once defined him. What mattered now was their love and the chance to build a better future together. When Ethan asked her to marry him, not as a billionaire CEO, but as a man who had learned the true value of love, humility, and honesty, Lily hesitated. But as she looked into his eyes, she saw a man who had changed, who was willing to start over. Lily accepted, and they were married in that small chapel. Ethan pledged to donate most of his wealth to a charitable foundation they would run together, focused on education, healthcare, and supporting underprivileged communities. Just when they thought their troubles were behind them, Ethan's former business partner, Mark, launched a campaign to discredit them. He tried to destroy the credibility of their foundation, accusing Ethan of using it as a publicity stunt. The media turned on them, and the pressure mounted. But this time, Ethan and Lily stood strong. They fought back, exposing Mark's own corrupt actions, and showed the world that their foundation was built on genuine love and a desire to make a difference. Their charity flourished, and Ethan became known not as a wealthy CEO, but as a man who had discovered his true purpose in life. Together, Ethan and Lily built a legacy that was about more than just wealth. It was about making a real impact on the world. In the end, they realized that true wealth wasn't about money. It was about the love they had for each other and the difference they made in the lives of others. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can enjoy more stories like this. Also, share this video with your friends so they can be part of this journey too. Let us know in the comments, what do you think is the biggest obstacle between truth and love?